What's up, everybody? My name's Eddie, and I'm one of the pastors here at Water's Edge, and I just want to share some thoughts from this past Sunday's sermon where Pastor Ben kicked off our brand new series, Choose Joy. I have a clip in mind for you to check out, and then I'll let you know some thoughts right afterwards. Check this out.
And maybe today you're just worried about everything happening where it's ruining your joy. And God's saying, you know what? Trust me. Turn it over to me. Number two today, I want to share with you, prayer relinquishes control. We don't like to relinquish control. Many of you like to co-pilot with God. Many of you tend to say, God, you know what, if you're in it, then I'm in it, so we're going to kind of work this together. We're going to tag team. Well, I can tell you, God doesn't work that way. God is going to do what God's going to do. So you have to release control, relinquish control of what God is in charge of, which is everything. Philippians 4, verse 6 and 7 says this, don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Requests to God. Present them to Him. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and mind in Christ Jesus. We got to relinquish and give God control of the things that you're worrying about the most. That's the first choice. We have to present it to God, lay it at His feet, and walk away. And oftentimes when we have the co-pilot mindset, we like to lay it at God's feet, then we'll go pick it back up, and then we'll try to carry it again. We can learn this lesson is it can't be God's problem and my problem at the same time. It's either your problem or it's God's problem. It can't be happening at the same time.
Gosh, that's so good. And all I can think about is how much I worry all the time, how much this is so true for me. I just take it into my own hands right after praying God, asking God for something in my life, whether that's a house or that's something to do with my kids or whatever the case may be, a job. I ask for God for it. And then immediately the next day, I just take it into my own hands and try to do something myself. And I'm wondering how often this is true for you. And maybe I can't help but thinking, is God kind of just like looking down on us in a moment and saying, Eddie, if you could just wait one more hour, if you could just wait one more month, one more year, if you could trust me and give it all to me, lay it at my feet for one more month, I would show you miraculous wonders. But in that, I take it into my own hands, and maybe God's thinking, if you would just wait, I could show you all the things. But instead, God's got to rework the plan because I messed it all up. And now I got to wait 40 years in the desert in order to get to the promised land, right? Like, I'm wondering how often this happens to us because we can't be patient just a little bit longer. We can't trust God just a little bit longer. And so what is it for you? Maybe it's something to do with quarantine or your kids or your job or a big promotion or whatever the case may be. Just think about that thing. And then when that happens, when you get all worried and anxious about it, here's what Pastor Stu has told us all the time. What we need to do is just get into a room by ourselves and pray. And when we do it, we just physically open up our hands and give it to God in the moment. Just release it to Him and walk away. Well, that's all I have for you today. I do want to encourage you, give us a like or subscribe wherever you're watching so we can continue bringing you incredible content. Or later this week, join me as I do the really, really hot seat take 2, where I try all the different hot sauces with TJ. It's going to be terrible, but I think you're going to love it. So give us a like there, and we'll see you later.